Two generations in between, but years were not a great divide. He walked the beach at his side, a child.
It's 107.2 Irvine Beat FM. We have in the studio, we have Gordon Robertson.
When it's right, you know it gives a light, you show it in your face, your very being. It's the love that we're all seeing, it's that light, you glow it. Though we're two, we're still one. Those small differences make it fun. In those times when we have plenty, even when my wallet's empty. Though we're two, we're still one. Connections, we make hundreds of them every single day. The ones online, the ones at work, even when we kneel and pray. But as we grow and years go by, and as the batteries run dry, I know you'll be right there with me, my baby, my baby. In those days before me, you were young, you were lonely, but now I fill your days with my irritating ways. You do so much for me. When I wake, I see you looking at, oh, my best view. In that mirror with your comb, it's the best alarm I know to wake up and see you. Connections, we make hundreds of them every single day. The ones online, the ones at work, even when we kneel and pray. But as we grow and years go by, and as the batteries run dry, I know you'll be right there with me, my baby. When I get a lot of time to sit alone, it can be easy to get down and then get angry on the phone. But if I take it slow, my memories remind me that I know that as we grow and years go by, and as the batteries run dry, I know you'll be right there with me, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby, my baby.
There you have it. Gordon Robertson live on 107.2 Irvine Beat FM. Gordon, welcome to Irvine Beat FM.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be here.
What was the song called there?
As the Batteries Run Dry.
I love the phraseology in the song there.
Well,
that was great. Now, thanks for coming down all the way from Motherwell today. I take it you found the place no problem.
Yeah, easy enough. Yeah, the big windmill helps.
Yeah, that's what I say to people. If you're lost, just follow the windmill. Anyway, how long have you been in music?
Oof, well, a long time. I started as a chorister in a cathedral in Edinburgh from the age of about 6 or 7. So I've been singing since then. That's undergone many changes and over the years, but yeah, I started very young, and but I've been doing my own original music for, gosh, it must be 9 or 10 years now as well. So, you know, I've been doing it for a long time in very, many different ways.
We were talking earlier before we come on. You were saying that you really have to get an EP together, so you get no shortage of songs.
No, I've got plenty of songs to record. This is the thing, and I've recorded quite a few of them, but I've never really put them together and released them in a, you know, the sort of traditional EP way. And, you know, there's been various different constraints on my time, but I've got, you know, more time in the next couple of months to do that. So that's the plan.
So you were saying you started off as a chorister. When did you start picking up guitar?
Oh, the guitar. When did I start playing that? Probably maybe 2009, sometime around then, I would say. And I guess. But, yeah, just kind of taught myself that. I learned the cello, first of all. It was my first instrument. And the piano followed a couple of years later. So I still play those, but I kind of picked up the guitar myself and sort of have taught myself what, you know, everything I know about it. But yeah, no, it's a really handy instrument, and it saves lugging a keyboard around to gigs. So,
I've got to say the cello is one of my favourite instruments.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, absolutely. And I think the thing about it is it's such a sort of versatile instrument. You know, it can do a lot of the sort of low end rhythmic stuff. It can do, you know, beautiful lines. It's supposedly one of the instruments that's closest to the sound of the human voice. So, you know, I love playing it. I don't get enough opportunities to, but yeah, I always enjoy playing it.
Last year we had a cellist called Callum Ingram.
Yeah, I know someone that knows Callum. Yeah.
Callum was down. I was at a gig that night. It was my co-host Ben Grant who was in that night, and of course next day I gets the session. I gets the logs from the show, and I wanted to listen to it. And oh my goodness, the sound that he got from his cello. He had it onto an amplifier, and one of the highlights from that, I've got to say, from that session was doing a cello version of Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
It was rather excellent.
Yeah.
What did a young Gordon Robertson listen to? What kind of inspired you to make the music you make?
Oh, well, I think I've had such a kind of diverse array of music. I've been exposed to that, you know, my whole life. I started out, as I said, you know, as a chorister singing choral music, and you know, I've had my family have been very kind of active in the sort of musical theatre world, and so I've had, you know, a lot of influence from that. I discovered at quite a young age as well that I had a real love of jazz and sort of swing music, big band stuff. You know, all the great vocalists, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett, etc. You know, and that's only grown my admiration for singers like that and musicians like that. And so, you know, and also I love you know, a lot of the sort of modern pop that's out at the moment as well. Sort of particularly kind of acoustic artists. You know, Ed Sheeran. I think, what else can you say about that man? Except,
I
you know, an incredible
gets a
talent.
lot of stick.
Yeah, he does. He does. But I think he's supremely talented.
He's a genius songwriter.
Oh, he is. And anybody that can go and play Wembley by themselves, you know, that says it all.
Stunning.
But
stunning.
no, as I say, a whole kind of array of stuff. You know, everything from, you know, classical music right through to modern day stuff. So yeah, everything. But jazz is a huge passion of mine as well.
What were you listening to in the car on the way down?
What was I listening to? I was actually listening. I'm quite a big fan of radio too, just because of the kind of huge
Joe Wiley.
Yeah, absolutely, the huge variety of stuff that they do. You know, you get Jamie Cullum on a Tuesday with the jazz, and you get you know, Elaine Page on a Sunday, and you everything in between.
Elaine Page show's amazing.
Oh, it's great, and yeah, so I enjoy that. But I've recently been listening as well in the car. I've got the CD in the slot of Us the Duo, who are an American duo from Los Angeles. I was lucky enough actually to support them last month at Stereo in Glasgow.
Nice one.
Through DF Concerts. So that they gave me one of their albums then, and I've been listening to it, and it's brilliant. So I would thoroughly recommend that.
You get albums, don't you, that you put them in the CD player, and they stay there for like a week.
Oh, I'm the
you
worst
just
for
listen. You just listen to them on repeat.
I love that though. I absolutely love, you know, the fact that you can listen to you know, an album like that, and every time you listen to it, you get more out of it each time. You hear something different. You find a different influence. You hear a different lyric. You understand it better. It's great. I love doing that.
Yeah.
The people that are in my car often, you know, don't quite like it so much. But
well, probably. I mean, I get the same thing. I mean, my wife will be in the car with me, and it'll be a case of, what are you listening to? I'm listening to something good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turn the radio on, please.
Yeah. But it's the same with, kind of, if I ever stick on a CD of a musical theatre soundtrack, I'm listening to Hamilton, that thing that's hit Broadway recently.
Yeah, that's right.
Massive. Yeah. And it's one of those ones you can listen to over and over, and every time you get another wee part of the story, and it's obviously it's historical fact, a lot of it as well, so it's really interesting to listen to stuff like that too.
I mean, you've already mentioned that you're a prolific songwriter. What makes you lift a pen up? What can happen and you lift a pen up to write a song?
Anything. I think that's the beauty of writing songs, is that you can write about absolutely anything you like. You've got the sort of general stuff about love and whatever else, which of course everybody writes about because it's such a big thing for everyone. But the next song I'm going to sing actually is one that was completely kind of separate from all that stuff. It was I happened to be away on holiday, and I came across a dog that it looked very kind of forlorn and didn't really have an owner and whatever else, and that was the inspiration for a song, and it's a really I really like this one. But yeah, it's funny how you can take inspiration from all over the place.
Well, let's hear the song. What's it called?
Stay.
Take it away.
Sitting here day after day, watching the sun go down. After all the boats have sailed gently back to town, I see some old familiar faces who travel here each day. Most who do come for one visit and only see us stray. I once was one man's only friend. We sat here every day and watched the sun come up and down all across the bay. Then one day he went away and said I had to stay. So stay I did, and down I lay. Remember when my coat was clean, shiny black and brown, plate of food once every day, he never let me down. Maybe there was something wrong, an illness you can't see. I only wish the people here could say the same for me. I once was one man's only friend. We sat here every day and watched the sun come up and down all across the bay. Then one day he went away, he sailed across the sea. I only wish he'd taken me. I wonder now if he passed on or he lives far away, or if he meant to come back and his ship sailed away. Sharp Island was the place he loved, I could see it in his eyes, and I still hope that one more boat will bring me a surprise. I once was one man's only friend. We sat here every day and watched the sun come up and down all across the bay. Then one day he went away and said I had to stay. So stay I did, and here I lay.
Loving that. That's all inspired by seeing a stray dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely amazing. Now, Gordon, we talked earlier about influences. We've talked about songwriting. Gig-wise, have you been keeping yourself busy?
I have, yeah, absolutely. I do all sorts of things. I front a function band, and I do all sorts of different things. But I was gigging on the 12th of March, as I said, supporting that band, Us the Duo, which was a great gig. Really enjoyed that one. I had a big university final assessment gig on the 30th of March, so I got that out of the way, and that went really well.
That's good.
But yeah, I gig as much as I can. I'm gigging tomorrow night at the Tinto Hotel in Biggar. I entertain the bus tours in there on a regular basis, so I do that. And then this Saturday I am playing at the Ferry in Glasgow. It's a support slot, and I'm supporting the Soul Foundation. So nice, if anyone's around, I've got some free tickets for that. So.
Now, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, lots of musicians, they love doing their own stuff, but you said that you're in a function band. But this is probably what you're doing tomorrow night. No?
Similar.
Yeah, tell everyone what you do as well, because I think it's great.
Yeah. Well, I also do a Michael Bublé tribute show. I don't make a particular kind of mystery of that. It's not.
No, of course not. It's not a secret.
No, I enjoy doing that. I think that was probably some of my early introduction to some of the singing that I do now. The sort of more modern stuff. And I'm a big fan of the guy. I can't say
it kind of ties in with what you were saying earlier. They you like the swing music, Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and that comes over in that.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, I do as I said, I do the Bublé show, and it's good fun. I enjoy it. It's kind of, in some ways it's funny. In some ways it's easier playing a different character, playing somebody else than it is to be yourself.
Because you are basically acting the part.
Oh, totally, yeah. I do all the cheesy Canadian chat, and I do everything. So, as I say, it's almost like playing a part rather than, it's sometimes a lot harder to sort of be yourself on stage than it is to play someone else. So, it's interesting, yeah.
But on the Ferry on Saturday,
I'll be myself, yes, with a guitar.
Today I am Gordon Robertson with guitar.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm looking forward to that. It's my first gig in the Ferry, actually, but I've got a few coming up this year.
Good. I like the Ferry as a venue.
Yeah. No, I've never played, but I'm very much looking forward to it.
Anyway, you're going to do another song for us.
I am. And this is a song that I wrote maybe 3 or 4 years ago now about the passing away of my grandfather, my papa. So this is, I call it Papa's song, but it's actually it's called A Younger Branch.
Take away.
20 years ago, a little boy to his little girl, he took him from his son-in-law, and looking in his arms he saw a child that was named after him. As luck would have it, we became a friend that would be there alone to learn the things that he was shown, and all the journeys that they took, each one an entry in a little book to show the boy what he could be, a younger branch of that same tree. And as he grew, the two were seen, 2 generations in between. But years were not a great divide. He walked the beach at his side, a a child that was named after him. As luck would have it, he became a friend that would be there alone to learn the things that he was shown, and all the journeys that they took, each one an entry in a little book to show the boy what he could be, a younger branch of that same tree. Time was his God, then God took his time away. I can't believe he's gone, still feels like he's on holiday. Walked him down and waved goodbye and gently breathed a knowing sigh. The tired man began to sleep. He closed his eyes and he could see a child that was named after him. As luck would have it, he became a friend that would be there alone to learn the things that he was shown, and all the journeys that they took, each one an entry in a little book to show the boy what he could be, a younger branch of that same tree.
Gordon Robertson performing live on Wednesday night sessions. I've got to say, that's a very intricate song.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I think, you know, not to sort of blow my own horn or whatever, but
sometimes you got to.
Well, this is it. I know that's the reason why I'm on the radio.
That's it.
But no, totally. I enjoy the kind of sort of mystical soundscape it creates sometimes with that kind of thing. It's sort of it allows your memories to come back. I think that sort of sound. It sounds like somebody remembering something. I think.
Yeah. Gordon and I were just actually loving that song there. That's Paul Murdoch in Golden Rust. And Paul is actually an acclaimed children's book writer as well. Paul, wish you all the best with that song. Gordon, you're going to do another song for us.
I am indeed.
And can I ask you what it's called?
You can. It's called Vodka Lemon Lime.
Quite partial to that. Take it away.
What to do, what to say, I don't even know your name. Is it wrong, is it right? Will you come home with me tonight? Should I touch your glowing skin? Is this the outside or the in? The lock, the key, the bar, a drink staring at me, oh. So many questions that won't end. Will you at least be my friend? Have I screwed up? Have I made a mess? Should I be touching your arm less? Should I go get another drink? Will that give you enough time to think if I'm your type or if I'm not? Or if you even think I'm hot? But this is our life for us today, each trying to get their own way. Wasn't it much simpler when you could just start out as friends? Paint a picture in the light, gaze upon the stars at night, then very gently let her in and let the love affair begin. And let it begin. Should have stayed home or come along? I don't even know this song. Mouthing the words like I know. Blah, 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 hello. Why is the music oh so loud? It doesn't seem to faze the crowd. We're jumping up and down in time. Another vodka lemon lime. But this is our life for us today, each trying to get their own way. Wasn't it much simpler when you could just start out as friends? Paint a picture in the light, gaze upon the stars at night, then very gently let her in and let the love affair begin. So many things I want to say, will it matter either way? Whether they're said or if they're not, hey, isn't this the very spot where I first bumped into you at the cloakroom in the queue when we were both about to leave, and I was glad that we agreed that this is our life for us today, each trying to get their own way. Wasn't it much simpler when you could just start out as friends? Paint a picture in the light, gaze upon the stars at night, then very gently let her in and let the love affair begin. And let the love affair begin. And let the love affair begin. And let the love affair begin.
Love it. Gordon Robertson live on 107.2 Irvine Beat FM on Wednesday night sessions. Gordon, it's been a pleasure having you. Now here's your time. Shameless plug.
Thank you. Well, that was Vodka Lemon Lime, and there's a live video of that, which went up recently on my YouTube channel. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Gordinio, so Gordinio, or just search Gordon Robertson and the stuff will appear. Likewise on Facebook, you can search for Gordon Robertson Music and you'll find my music page where it's constantly updated with new videos and details of gigs and all sorts of stuff. So that's, and if you want to find the address for that, facebook.com/GWLR Music. But there's links to all of that on my website at GordonRobertsonMusic.com.
There you go. Listen, thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best. I know you're just finishing uni.
I am.
And you are going to be doing music.
Yeah.
Is that a career you obviously hope you're going to make?
Absolutely, yeah. It's just about working hard like anything else, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah.
And getting a lucky break, but, you know, it's what I love, and I can't imagine doing anything else, so...
Anyway, Gordon Robertson live here on Wednesday night session. Thank you very much for coming down from Motherwell.